Lord, grant me the serenity to understand the things I cannot change. Grant me the courage to change the things that I can. And grant me the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today. Amen. Away from me.
Why ain't playing with y'all, boy? Y'all boy trying to tell me to do something.
You close to the edge, just don't move. My brother said his lawyer just gave him some bad news. Police found the drugs that were stashed in the bathroom. Not only that, but his court date approaching us fast too. So tell me what to do. Lord, you only seek the truth. If you want to bear fruit, then he needs to abide in you. If you seek transformation, it happens in solitude. Since I never had a shot, God threw me the alley-oop. I believe I can fly. Let me mingle with the angels. Heaven's in my peripheral, I see it from an angle.
What's up, good people? Welcome to the Bro Coach Show. It's your boy, Bro Troy, aka Mr. YM4C, but better known as Coach TJ. Now, this show is sponsored by Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. Make sure to visit your local Papa Murphy's Pizza retail store near you and load up on fresh, made-to-order, gluten-free Take and Bake pizzas, desserts, and salads. Also, use that mobile app for faster service and to earn additional savings. Real quick, I need y'all to do me a favor, man. Like and share this post right now. Not now, but when, fellas? Right now. Go on YouTube at the Bro Code TV Productions. Like and share right now. Hit the subscribe and the notification button so that way when we go live, you'll know it and you can keep up with these dope conversations. Also, to our Instagram family, go to @BroCodeShow right now. Like this post. Like every post on there. Tell your mama's mama about the Bro Code Show. And if you'd like to hear us and talk to us about who we could talk to next, please let us know. We would love to hear that. So, fellas, I'm curious, man. You know, how you feeling, man? How's the day going so far, man? You've had an exciting week. Sometimes the days kind of go into each other, man. But talk to me. What you think, bro Kurt?
Yeah, man. Thanksgiving. Ate well, you know. Saw my Cowboys let the Raiders come into our house and do what they did to us.
That's right.
But I'm okay with it. They played better, so I'm okay with it.
He was a little upset about that thing.
Yeah.
That was at the crib, too, wasn't it?
That's at the crib.
$1 billion stadium. Yeah. Probably sure Jerry Jones wasn't too excited about it.
JC probably was a little happy.
Of course, and my Giants eked one out today. You know, I'm not giving up on them. But
Giants still have a football team?
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
I thought they were soccer.
I'm sitting next to Washington football team enthusiast.
My apologies.
But outside of that, you know, not just Thanksgiving, but getting to walk in the parade, that was a dope experience, man. Walking with Chief Patterson and the boys and the kids from Southeast Valley. Hadn't done that ever. You know, and getting a part, you know, see myself on TV. You know, just experiencing the waves and, you know, get my 3 miles in and my exercise along the way.
Do some steps.
You know.
It's a long walk. You took it for granted, right?
Oh, yeah. A lot of exercises. That and the boxing event yesterday, I feel like I've gotten all the carbs out of my system I can stand for 1 week.
Yeah, man. Indeed, man. It's really great for us to have the opportunity to live vicariously through these kids and walk out our purpose. So, hit a little different, as the kids would say, man, just having that vibe going up, what we start at Hillsborough, right? And then ended up on Fayetteville Street, and not just walking, but again, walking alongside, right? And, you know, we talk about being the head and not the tail, but if I remember correctly, we were in the front.
No,
Right close to it.
it was in
The
front.
only one that was in front of us, was leading us, is the law enforcement or
That's true.
armed services, right? I love the vibe too when we were coming down Fayetteville streets and the helicopters came alongside, and I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
You guys know well, maybe you don't, but for those that are listening, Big Kid. As you can see, I got a Tom and Jerry shirt on, but one of my favorite movies was as a child was Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I'll never forget that. And now, we weren't in the Macy's Day Parade, but for me,
It felt like
as a big kid, oh man, that was exciting, man. Yesterday, boxing is something that I do through my weight loss journey, and something that is near and dear to my heart. So yeah, Saturday hit a little different. It was good to add another program to all the dopeness that we already do through our nonprofit.
How many programs do we have now?
It's about 5, man, and that's not including the after-school programs that we do, as well as the mentor moment programs that we do for the kids that have already graduated from high school. So I truly believe the best is yet to come, fellas.
Okay.
You know.
And Giving Tuesday is coming up.
It is. Don't forget, Giving Tuesday. If you need someone to give to,
that's right.
Please consider YM4C.
Please.
Young Name for Christ.
Please.
I have to commend y'all brothers, man. I've been following you guys for a minute, man, and I have to commend y'all what y'all doing to youth. Most definitely, it's I'm watching.
Good.
And I'm hearing a lot of great things.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. What you think? You know, you sitting over all quiet, man. How did that experience feel for you, bro? Kirk?
The parade?
All that, you know, all of that.
I felt like a kid in a candy store, right? You really don't realize when you're walking how many people are there. Number one, right? So you're waving, and I don't feel really worthy to be out here waving at people like I'm somebody.
He waved like one wave.
But JC, you know,
Too cool, right? Yeah. I was there. We was all there. My camera left, right? Yeah.
But and then also getting done, taking pictures, shooting videos. And how much longer was the parade after we finished walking?
Man, we ate. Took the kids to get something to eat afterwards. Took pictures with Chief Patterson afterwards. Walked back to our car, and it was still going.
Wow.
Yeah. So for us, it started at 9:30. We were done at 9:45, and it continued for at least another 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Great experience.
Yeah.
Great
Next
experience.
year, from my mouth to God's ear, we will walk again, but we'll have our own float. And also the YM4C van will pull it.
Yeah.
So for those who are new to the Bro Code Show, the Bro Code Show is a live talk show created to discuss, uncover, justify, and dismantle the issues that concern us most as brothers, as family, and as a community. And we like to give that to you raw, uncut, and real respectful. Our greatest desire is to embrace everyone in positive, popular conversation. So no, not in the business of bashing or belittling anyone, but we do believe in being comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations. Why? Because that's where understanding starts. So, as Grandma would say, let's chew the meat and spit out the bone. So tonight we have special guests. Fellas, we always say greatness happens in a collective effort. Tonight's no different. So, you go by many names, man. Like, I want to hear, those are your initials. So when you say ATM.
Yeah.
So is it Antoine?
Anton Terrell
Midgett.
So my Facebook name kind of came from, I didn't know how to set up the account. You know, and so I just put ATM up there, like my initials, and then it said I had to put my last name on, and so that's what kind of stuck with me. You know, I had and we can go a little further in when we talk about vitiligo is I created a Facebook page to kind of create a platform to share my vitiligo journey.
So we're going to talk about that more, but you go by many names. We're in an awesome establishment. You do many things for Southeast Raleigh and the love for your community, but look at that camera right there, and I want you to put some respect on your name. So in 90 seconds or less, run me your resume.
Well, I'm a husband. I'm a father of two. My parents are. I'm originally I was born in Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Okay.
I moved to Raleigh when I was 3 years old, so Raleigh is all I know.
Yeah.
I'm alumnus of Shaw University, and an Enloe High School graduate. So I mean, you know, I'm all Raleigh.
Yeah.
You know, being able to come up through the school system, and I graduated in the same building from high school that I did in college. So you know, so that's. You know, you can't get any more Raleigh than I am.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, we're glad to have you, man. As we said, let's chew the meat and spit out the bone. So, as son to Alvin and, is it Mayola?
Mayola, yes.
Midgett, talk to us about the life lessons from your childhood, man. Paint the picture for us on how that impacted you and as you grew up.
Oh, man. It's just, I'm only child, so I had a lot of attention, you know. Like I said, we moved here when I was 3 years old. My mother's first job out of college was for the Internal Revenue Service down in Elizabeth City, and I think it was an intern. And she got a full-time job here in Raleigh, and so I stayed several months in Columbia, North Carolina, where my parents are originally from, while my mother got established here. And once we took stake here. We were staying off of first apartment was called Pines of Ashton, Wakefield, Wakefield, right across the street from Wake Med. And I guess the first life experience I had over there was, you know, we were evicted, and that's what people don't know. And we weren't evicted because of finances. When we moved from Elizabeth City up to here, we had a wash machine in the closet, and by the lease, you couldn't have a washer and dryer because the community had a community, laundromat.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hooked up, but the maintenance man came in and did some work. He looked in the closet and saw that. So we were evicted based on breach of the lease. So in a matter of, a couple of weeks, my mother had to go on a hunt to try to find housing for us. And she found a place, which is my childhood home, which my son stays in now. That's his house. But, it was opportunity, rent to own. And so we rented that, and after the first year, the homeowner allowed her to purchase the house for $65,000.
How old are you at this time?
Shoot, I was first grade. I went to school at Bug Elementary, then I went to Powell Elementary from there. So, I guess that transition, and plus my father was working on the road. He's working from in Norfolk, so he commuting back and forth to Norfolk from Raleigh. So my path has been kind of a long path to where we are today, and I just think as far as like home ownerships and stuff like that is that was my first just being not stable as far as not having a stable roof over your head. And my parents always been ones that's been providers. Like I said, my mother, she worked for the IRS for 30 plus years. She retired maybe 10 years ago. My father, he still works with business partners, with management professionals. Prior to management professionals, in '87 he started a landscaping company. After being burnt out, and like I said, he went from traveling from Norfolk to Raleigh, and then he ended up getting a job with Wake County Juvenile Justice. So he ran all the group homes and Willie M programs in Raleigh. Wow. And one of the kids committed suicide. And I just think it was just too much pressure of these kids that you have to look after and be in their lives. I think it psychologically it messed with him quite a bit. And at the time he was cutting grass on the side, and that was his peace. So he stepped out on faith and started Midgett's Mowing Service. And so all through middle and high school, what I was doing every day.
Cutting grass.
After homework, if I want to play basketball, my friends used to laugh at me because we used to have this old green beat up truck with a little camper on it, and we used to be riding through the city just picking up yards to cut. And the first opportunity that we had as far as a bigger contract was the Raleigh Boys and Girls Club. He's been cutting that yard since '87.
That's always been there since then? Where it's at now?
Yeah, where it's at since '87 for the same price.
Wow.
In '87.
Hold on now.
That's 34 years.
Yeah.
You know, man?
Wow.
Yeah. 87, the same price. Gas, everything went up, but he has done it for the same price. And that's where I grew up in the Boys Club. I'm a Boys Club kid.
Yeah.
And the Raleigh Boys Club has produced a lot of people doing great things.
Yeah.
So it's been the hub for Southeast Raleigh. It kept us out of trouble. It helped me with some self-esteem issues because I had a brotherhood. And just to get back on my family life is that when I was around 12 years old, we picked up Shaw University as one of our largest contracts. And we've been at Shaw for 30 plus years, cutting the yards. So Shaw is deeply rooted in my family because it gave my family a start. I got a degree from there, and my son has a degree from there now. So that's kind of where we're at as far as my family.
Shout out to the Bears, man.
Yeah.
Right? That's what's up. Will Smith, man, talk to me. What you got, bro?
Well, you said a lot right there, man. The beauty of home ownership and the fact that you didn't look to sell that home, but pass it down to your son, who, you know, he's still owning that house from 30 years back. I can only imagine.
You know, I didn't want to be like J. Cole. One day I want to make some big headways, you know, and it may be a library one day.
Yeah.
They can have all my history there, so I don't want to sell that part off.
Absolutely. No, I commend you. You know, the beauty of starting your own business and learning that from your father. I love what you're doing. All this month we've been talking with fellas that are doing a lot of things for the community, more specifically the community right here in Southeast Raleigh. You mentioned Endo. We got a chance to kick it with Poobie.
Shout out to Poobie.
You know, not too long ago. And so, but you're doing so many amazing things that we're going to get into. And one of it is just supporting other minority businesses like yourself through the initiative, the Raleigh Raised Development LLC, that's looking to do big things in Raleigh with this development of this $1 billion stadium that may come to pass at some point. I'm hoping you could tell us a little bit more about the RRD LLC. Why was it created? Like, what's your ultimate vision for the project?
Well, I mean, not just the project. You know, our ultimate vision was to bring some wealth into our community. You know, for years, you know, our community hadn't been a community that passed wealth from year to generation to generation to generation. My father started out with lawn care, and then we came into business with management professionals. From management professionals, you know, I got several other things going on, but what my father's foundation he laid for me is that we want to be able to bring, as far as if anybody see that we can do it, right? We want to be able to open up avenues for anybody else to be able to do it. And me and CJ and Vail, when we sat down and talked, you know, the first thing that we had talked, kind of like at a table like this, what would it look like if we was able to buy the block back? You know, what would it look like if we're on some properties in Southeast Raleigh? In Southeast Raleigh, I think you have like individually landowners. You got like 3 black, like individually landowners, and that's the Exums, I think Monty, and it's another one. And Sampsons, they own quite a bit, but we want to be able to. When we sit down to talk, we want to be able to leave a blueprint of buying the block back, showing what it is to, because growing up, we didn't see us. That's right. In these places, you know, and now we're demanding to be in these places, and we're demanding to be in a conversation. We're demanding to have access to purchase, and that's kind of what we talked about at the table just like this. And then there was an opportunity that came up. Well, let me go back. Me and CJ had definitely talked about, as we discussed earlier, about the skyline in downtown Raleigh. Like the skyline in downtown Raleigh, it's beautiful. It is. But none of it's owned by any minority, I'm not gonna say minority, black owned businesses. And we talked about what would it look like for us or any black businesses to own and manage a building in downtown Raleigh. Because you just imagine, let's just say when they were scouting the headquarters for Apple, and the city sales pitch is like, hey, we got a 40-story building, brand new. It's the only black-owned building in the state of North Carolina. I mean, in downtown Raleigh, the capital. Do you not think Apple going to jump on and lease it for the next 99 years? Yes.
Anyone.
I mean, because when they checking that box as far as diversity,
we're going to talk about
they got the only they have the only black-owned building in downtown. So, you know, that was our conversation initially. Then it was me and Vail was working on a project. They wanted to name the Lavelle Moulton. I talk about Lavelle Moulton, head coach at North Carolina Central. They wanted to name the Lane Street Mini Park after him because that's the park that he grew up at. And we was around there walking around one day, and he's like, man, my grandmother used to stay right in that lot where those, it used to be apartments there. So we were just talking about it. And then that same week on the news, they was like, the city of Raleigh has a RFQ for this parcel of land for $1. And I was just like, Bill, you know, I ain't gonna believe this. And he said, what's up? So I told him what it was. He said, I got $2. So you know, how can we get there?
That's right.
Because, you know, I mean, this is a community that if we're talking about inclusion, there's no other package that can match what we bring to the table.
That's right.
And when we brought CJ in and we all talked about it, CJ's mother stayed in apartments too.
Wow.
Actually, when they tore the apartments down, I want to say CJ's company was one of the companies to help the demo. And his mother had told him, save a brick. So CJ still has a brick of those apartments. So we made a few phone calls to people that we were dealing with the city of Raleigh as far as the park. And, you know, they was like, well, you know, we definitely, you know, we got your back. And this was the Parks Department. You know, we don't know too much about that part of the city of Raleigh, but we could definitely give you guys a character letter and help you whatever way we can. So we still inquire about some things. So then we decided to partner with Raleigh Area Land Trust, which is Roth. And Roth is a land trust firm, which is a nonprofit. And we sat down and we put a package together, and we made the cut. And then you know, I mean, once we made the cut, I felt pretty certain that you know, because based on the cut, I think we were the only. Well, I know we were the only black-owned business in partnership for that land. And as far as what the city need is that type of story of us building
That's right.
buying the blocks back. And so that was kind of the first jump off to you know our Raleigh raised development, and you know we still had aspirations of building that skyscraper.
And we're going to talk more about that skyscraper,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking George Jetson. But for all of our folks in Facebook land, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you check into the Bro Code Show, again, at Instagram at Bro Code Show. Also on YouTube at Bro Code TV Productions. It's your boy, Bro Troy, a.k.a. Mr. Y4C, but better known as Coach TJ. And we are the Bro Code. This show is sponsored by Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. Make sure to visit your local Papa Murphy's Pizza retail store near you and load up on fresh, made-to-order, gluten-free take and bake pizzas, desserts, and salads. Now make sure to use that mobile app for faster and to earn additional savings. The Bros just got stronger. We've added a new member to the team, A. Ruth Proctor. The blonde bombshell herself will be hosting this new segment called The Proctor Report. This segment will share behind-the-scenes footage and engage questions from our listeners from a female point of view. Tap in to the Bro Code. Stay tuned for a new segment on the Bro Code Show called The Rehash. You'll learn more about the bros personally and what drives them as men and community leaders. The Rehash will be available on YouTube and all audio podcast platforms every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tap in to the Bro Code. What's up, good people? It's your boy, Bro Troy, a.k.a. Mr. Y4C, but better known as Coach TJ, and we are right here at the Raleigh Raised Development Home Office with my man, Terrell Midgett. Shout out to our sponsors, Papa Murphy's Pizza. Please go check out the Take and Bake Pizzas from Papa Murphy's. Bro Kurt, what you got, man?
Yeah, so Terrell, earlier you mentioned the word brotherhood, and that means something, obviously, to the Bro Code Show.
Indeed.
But you went into the boys club, and that, as soon as you said it, bro, Like I grew up in the boys' club.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like every day for 5-6 hours a day. Product of a single mom, so it was it was a necessity for me.
Right.
But talking about your brotherhood with your local 605 Raleigh Boulevard, share a little bit about how important that was for you. But not only that, how deep is those lines of like, are y'all still all friends to this day?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we're family. We're deeper than friends.
Okay.
I mean, we've been together since fourth, fifth grade. We've been in each other's weddings, and my kids were raised together. So, Boys Club has been everything. If you look at Raleigh Ray's development, all three of us attended the Raleigh Boys and Girls Club. CJ is younger than us. I'm 46. Bill 47, and CJ I think just turned 37. And actually CJ. Whenever y'all get a chance to interview him, he'll tell you a story that he was at one of our basketball camps, and he tell Vail, I hated you. He said, because I came in the basketball camp thinking I was good, and Vail was the speaker, and he said, listen, none of you guys are going pro. And he said, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? He was just saying, what do you mean? He's like, how you want to just kill my dream like that? He said, listen, y'all have to get something on y'all mind, because each year, y'all 1 in a million.
That's right.
So you have to have something other than just basketball.
Right.
The gift of basketball. You got to have something on your mind. And CJ tells a story. He said, man, I hated you for that. But he said, now as a man, I love you for it, because what happened was, CJ, he said he was going to Millbrook at the time, and Millbrook, I think he was a C student at Millbrook, played ball, didn't do well in school, so his parents transferred him to Cardinal Gibbons. And Cardinal Gibbons, he became an A student, but he tore his ACL. So what he became was, he used his academics, and he tells a story all the time that Vail helped him stay focused, because he went to Morehouse and he excelled at Morehouse. And when he left Morehouse, he went to University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and majored in construction management and had a general contract license. And when we all linked up, CJ was just like, I've seen my city change so much since I've been gone. And it hasn't changed with us involved in it.
Yeah.
So he was just like, I can go anywhere in the world to work with my credentials, but my city need me. And so it goes back to, and I could talk about Vail. Vail, as far as who Vail is in this community, I mean, that speaks for itself. And things that we went to, and when y'all interview him, just asking about molasses and coleslaw.
Hold on now. Let me write that thing down.
Molasses and coleslaw.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So coleslaw. Yeah. So just ask him about that. But and it just talks about, and I almost cried in a meeting like last month, because Vail sat there and said that which was talking about food insecurities, food deserts, and I may not should tell his business. But it was just that when we used to play basketball at the boys club, we used to just love hooping, and just that was our life. We'd go to different boys club, we'd beat them and everything. That was it. But we always used to tease and Vail and joke Vail. Yeah. And we gave Vail the name of LT. And at the time, it was known as lunch thief. But I mean, and that's why I say I felt like crying, because, he sat there in the meeting and he told us in the meeting that that he had perfect attendance all through school, up until high school, and it wasn't because he loved school that much, because he was hungry.
Yeah.
So when I sit here and think about I'm sitting here listening to him, and it just hit me, and I'm like, I done bullied my friend who I said I love, my brother. You get what I'm saying? And at the time, I didn't see it as bullying, but he's surviving, you know? And I think probably about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, Wake County Public Schools had an issue, and then I'm on Facebook and I see
It was November 15th.
November 15th.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm seeing up there, and they posting like, you know, they might not have staff shortage, might be a shortage of food and stuff like that, man. All I thought about was Vail.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, well, I can't help out all week, but somebody laying down tonight, looking forward to that meal tomorrow.
Maybe the only one.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no resources. They could probably meet them at school to do it. So I have to stand in the gap.
Yep.
And so I posted up there. I got 300 meals.
I saw that. Yeah.
Whoever needs it, give me a shout. And you know, I had you know, and Raleigh had some great elected officials. Raleigh, Wake County, you know, they hit me up like whatever y'all need. You know, and they had actually taken care of it. Wake County Public Schools had actually taken care of the issue.
Okay.
And but if I had one school call me, and you know, I went ahead and I went out that morning, went to Sam's, and I was sitting there looking down the aisles, and my wife was just like, "You can't serve them raw meat."
Right.
And I'm sitting there thinking like, man, I'm thinking about allergies and everything like that. So I just automatically just ordered pizzas and sent it to the school. But it just hurt me because all I thought about was my brother.
That's right.
You know, and so we have to do better for the next man. You know, and that's kind of my push. You know, I can't save the world.
Right.
But you know, I just try to make sure that, you know, our kids are our future. You know, they go through a lot.
I love that, man. We talk about leaving the world a better place than how we found it. And, you know, really making use of our space. We talk about this all the time. We say the quote, right? But it says, what was it Ali? He said, service is the rent that we pay for our space on earth. That's right. You know, and for us, man, as servant leaders, and of course for yourself, because you share the same heart, that rent is due every day. Right? There's no limit to that, because that's the heart of a servant. That's what we've built. And I dare to believe, man, that, and I'm sure you would agree with this, that was planted for you, not just in your father, but probably your father's father. Like you talk very highly about that legacy, and I look at that same way with my grandfather. He lived to be 101, man.
Wow.
He died this year in July.
Wow.
And lived to be 101.
Wow.
So yeah, man, I totally can see that, brother. And speaking of Lavelle, I mean, obviously he's a business partner, you know, but talk to us about something that's coming up here soon. You know, we joke about it. Like I talk to the fellas all the time. I was like, man, I can't wait to get my name on a street sign. I can't wait till there's a logo on the side of a building. You know, this dude has not only accomplished those things, but also now has a mural.
He already has a park, right?
I'm sure you got a street too, now. You know.
Now, so what the street thing is, I think no. The street. I think the city has an ordinance that I think you have to, in order to get a street name after you now, I think you have to be deceased for 5 years.
Really?
And so that was the biggest thing. Is like, well, why you can't get your roses? Why you living? So I think that's been the biggest thing. And when we talked about downtown South, is when we start doing the street layouts, we wanted to name those streets after living and people that has passed on, to keep the southeast, like Clarence Lightners, you know, the Campbells, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We wanted the Winters. We wanted to be able to keep those legacies, and that was one of the things. Even though they are deceased, but we wanted, that was one of the criteria, that they had to be passed.
It's unfortunate.
And then they just stopped naming schools after people because of, you know, what's been going on with Daniels and, you know, people, stuff like that. So I think they're getting a way of naming schools. But the park came up. It was an opportunity. At first they wanted to name an area right there off of right behind White's Barbershop, Washington Terrace. And Vail was like, I didn't grow up over there. So it was a good tribute for Lane Street. And we talked about a mural, and the mural was like, man, it was like Vail has a story. I mean, you know, Vail has been through a lot, and he has achieved a lot. And to be able to see the mural and sit there and I can identify every walk that he has walked. I mean, and for Pepsi to donate funds to have the largest mural painted in Raleigh after Vail. Vail won. Vail was a national champion for Pepsi Hot Shot. Way back. Yeah. So that's the connection. Okay. And it's just like, you know, you sit up there and you see Vail wearing with the draped in the United States flag, and that night that he won, I texted him. I like, man, whoever thought that we always thought we would have hardships. We never thought we'd be world champions. So, and I'm speaking as we, because when he wins,
it is
we all win. That's right.
I felt like I was there. You get what I'm saying? So that mural is Vail, but Vail has the honor to carry a whole city with him. You know, for the little kids that say I can't. We was at Lane Street Park, and they was interviewing him about the park, and there was a kid out there, and little young boy, smallest one out there, and Vail's like, what's your story? You can't even believe this kid had a handgun in his back pocket, and he couldn't have been older than 10 years old. And Vail like, what's your story? He asked Vail, he says, is that your name on the park? And Vail said, yeah. He said, how did you make it out? And that's what we fight for every day as black men. That's what we do. You know, I mean, these kids need to see a way. We need to help groom them in a way to make everything better. You know, any paths that we have came in, it's been a roadblock. If we able to tear that roadblock down, and just walk through, and don't bring nobody with us, we haven't done anything. That's right. We haven't done anything. So, you know, that's just kind of how I've always moved. Is try to lead by example. You know, they say if you what's the saying? Well, we'll go ahead and move on.
Well, I do want to switch gears just a little bit. You know, I know in 2020 a lot happened. You know, one of the things that you talked about the mural, you began using art yourself as a way to bring awareness to an autoimmune disease. So I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about your diagnosis, you know, how you grew and kind of combated that and spread awareness to this day.
Yeah, I guess parenting was the one that got me to reach out to bring a better range, to bring more awareness, because I know what I went through, and I got beat up, and I got beat up in a community that didn't know what vitiligo was. Kids was cruel, and now I look at it as you have social media, whereas people can bully you, and you just reading everything they're saying, and you might not even share it with anybody about what they're saying. So you're looking at a text or an email to say, look at the cow, or he's burned, or anything. So I just looked at it as if everything I went through, I have to do something. I wanted society to accept vitiligo just like they accept anything else. Same-sex marriage. When I was growing up, I'm not racist, but parents really didn't see like interracial relationships, but it's natural, you know. And so I wanted to bring it to the forefront where people know what it is, be educated on what it is. And during my journey, I came across a lady named Katrina Christian. Okay. And Katrina introduced me to a national network of VIT Friends. And VIT Friends had introduced me to Congress. And Congress we're seeking a House bill to make a National Day of Recognition. So with that National Day of Recognition, probably at some point there'll be some funding put towards it to help find a cure, you know, just everything. So every year, June 25th, I got some shirts for you guys too. And I wear this vitiligo wear. June 25th, we recognize World Vitiligo Day in the community. So on Facebook, on my page, you probably see a lot of people in the city wearing purple. That's kind of what I've been trying to get every state to pick up until we can get to this National Day of Recognition. Is that I wanted to see droves of support from folks. Yeah. Because June 25th is the day that Michael Jackson died. Michael Jackson had vitiligo. If y'all look at the glove was covering his hand at the time. People say he bleached his skin. Some people has bleached their skin. I haven't. You know, not saying I'm fortunate, but I lost all my pigment. But you have others that haven't lost it, and it becomes more, you know, it becomes more of a target. So that's been my fight. That's been my journey. And the art exhibit was created to, a lot of times, is more of an education piece. Yeah. When I'm in Congress, man, I was walking down the halls, knocking on, you know, congressmen doors, asking questions like, can I get your vote for House Resolution 757? And people just, you know, it hasn't attacked their family. Right. So they don't really care. You know, if someone, it usually take a tragedy before someone really, before it hits home. But each one of my paintings, and I don't paint, I got a young guy, Tevin Wallace. Okay. He's a great talent. And he bought into my vision. And I wanted each painting to tell a story. So that way, that wherever city we go in and put up the paintings, it would tell, you know, the journey. Like, you know, like it's hard for me to sell my journey because you're not going to see me as a dark-skinned African American. You get what I'm saying? So, but I still have to tell my story. Yeah. You know, they have to understand the emotional, the mental, the anguish and stuff that I had to go through publicly, and even trying to get a job. You know, I mean, it's been a blessing for me because it pushed me to entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when I'm sitting out here trying to find jobs, I send my resume in, and I get a call. Then, of course, you hear you're overqualified, and you know, I got to the point where I was trying to get a jump on jobs, that I was applying for jobs. I wasn't looking at the classified section. I was looking at the obituary, see who just died and where they worked at. Never thought about it from that perspective. And then show up at the job and say, I hear y'all looking for someone. I know y'all need a body, right? Wow. Yeah. So really quickly, we're going to jump more into that, and we do, but we got to pay the bills. Yeah, I got you. We appreciate the conversation. We'll be right back from the Bro Code. We're going to take a quick commercial break. All right. Sorry to be rambling. In the Bro Code show.
Now, we don't want to zoom past our partnerships.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that, man. Partnerships and relationships are key. Right. We talk about a fist, not a finger. We can do more with more. Yeah. We can do more collectively together. So clearly, we got to shout out our sponsors, Papa Murphy's Pizza. We appreciate the relationship, continue the relationship. They understand the value of not just partnerships, but voice and amplifying that in a spirit of excellence. And we do that very well here on the Bro Code Show. For those that may want to connect with the Bro Code Show, talk about those partnerships, how we can market your brand, your idea, your vision, and your business, please connect with us at 919-714-9905 or go to @BroCodeShow on Instagram. We look forward to what's next. It's your boy, Bro Troy,
Bro Smith,
Bro Kirk,
and we are the Bro Code.
We all we got.
Stay tuned for a new segment on the Bro Code Show called The Rehash. You'll learn more about the bros personally and what drives them as men and community leaders. The Rehash will be available on YouTube and all audio podcast platforms every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tap in to the Bro Code. Welcome back to the Bro Code Show. We are right here at Raleigh Ray's Development Home Office with my man Terrell Midgett. Bro Smith, what you got, man?
Well, Terrell, as a proud graduate of an HBCU, I'm curious, what are your future dreams and aspirations for this this Raleigh football classic, you know, between Shaw and St. Aug, considering that St. Aug just got their only victory of the season against Shaw University.
So it just adds to the rivalry. You know, I want to bring I want the naming rights, and I want to name it after my father. You know, I want to purchase the naming rights to the game, and I want to expand the game in the city. I wanted a real classic. With that, I want to create, you know, scholarships, parade, all the pageantry of a classic, and I want the city and the county to help out. What does that look like? I haven't spelled it all out quite yet, but it's just that, you know, that both institutions bring in new residents in the city every year. One way or another, people are moving in the area, parents are coming to visit. There's a lot of hotel tax, a lot of stuff, revenue that's being made off of both institutions. I think that the city needs to be able to kick into, if not the classic, they need to kick into the structure, the infrastructure of both institutions, because they're both pillars in the neighborhood. You know, you know, Shaw 1865, St. Aug 1867. So, you know, that's been my fight, and I feel that, you know, like I was speaking earlier, is I'm so Raleigh, and so me being so Raleigh, the classic will only I put my all in it, especially if I have some naming rights after my father. My father has worked over on both campuses, span over 30-some years as a vendor. And he worked on 13 different presidents between both campuses. So, I mean, you know, that's a way to honor him. It's him and Tim Cattler of Progressive Business Solutions. They're the only one that can ever say they had done that type of accomplishment. And so, you know, that's been my goal, is to name the Raleigh Classic, which currently is being played. It's known as the Raleigh Classic, and both teams gets is a trophy. This year, what I did was I took both teams, all the pizza for both teams, and I delivered to the kids, and just, you know, they had a great time because they feel appreciative. But I wanted to do, like, next year I wanted to do a banquet on that Friday night, and I want to be able to acknowledge the student athletes. And not just the athletic piece. I want to acknowledge the community side. What it is doing in the community. Is there any volunteer? Are they reading in the kids? And I want to be able to bring this community and these schools together, because, I mean, Raleigh needs these schools, and these schools need Raleigh.
That's right.
And so I want to be that bridge.
We're indeed stronger together. You said a few things that really lit a fuel in me. One of the things, when you talk about your dad, I always think about legacy, right? And when you're able to put a name and name something after someone, a namesake, man, there's strength in that. So I really appreciate that. But Terrell, we talked about a lot, man, but I did a little research, player. Looked up on Facebook, Instagram, I saw a few pictures, and, you know, a lot of what you're speaking, you show on that. It really resonates, you know, for people that are wondering more about you. You know, you really show that I'm so Raleigh, right? And you exemplified that on your social media. So in that research, I found 3 pictures. That I think exemplify that as well. I'm gonna show you the pictures, and I really want you to share with us, you know, hey man, why did you share that with the world? Why was it important to you? And what it means. So that's picture number 1, man. Talk to us.
Oh, we just came back from my godson's son's birthday, and it was me and my kids. My son had just, you know, he's gonna be leaving out the next day for us to start a national tour. As a DJ. And, you know, I put Carolina Skies. You know, both of them are somewhat entrepreneurs. And my daughter, she's 7 years old. She has a lemonade and treat stand. She was this year's Shopper's Choice Award winner. Off of her lemonade.
Is that WRL?
It was actually it was out at North Hills. Is children's fair out at North Hills, and so I was super excited about her. You know, I help her, you know, with certain things, but she creates her own lane. And you know, Asia, she's 7 years old. 7 years old, Asia is going to be spot on as far as when it comes to entrepreneur. Yeah. My son's the same way. You know, he, you know, when he was her age, I used to throw parties, and we kind of clash sometimes because I be trying to warn him or certain things, and I'm glad that he hasn't listened to me, because if he listened to me, he probably wouldn't be moving the way he moves right now, because he has created his own lane. Yeah. You know, when he turned 16, he like, I want a DJ, a turntable, and I'm just like, well, you know.
Okay.
I actually didn't buy it. My wife bought it for him for Christmas, and you know, he was just saying, you know, one day, you know, this guy named Marshmallow. Have you ever heard of EDM? And I'm thinking of DJ. I'm thinking of, you know, just Kid Capri and stuff like that. So EDM, I'm just trying to figure out EDM, that electric music and stuff like that. And he's like, man, yeah, nobody ever seen his face, and you know, he has all these followers, and he this and this, and you know, and this past summer, he called me from Chicago. He said, "You're never gonna believe this."
He met Marshmallow.
I'm performing on the same stage as Marshmallow.
Man, his childhood dream.
Yeah.
That's dope. How many years later was that?
10.
Wow.
About 10 years.
A decade later. Me and the fellas always talk about really creating a plan and then putting your head down for 5 years, like focusing on that thing. Yeah. Right? You know, Y4C is coming up on 5 years. And you know, when we talk about writing the vision and making it plain, then going to get it, right? You can't be stagnant. Man, that takes it to a whole nother level. How does that feel as a father? Are those your only 2 children?
Yes.
How does that feel as a father to know that the legacy that your father has left with you, you're now passing on to your children? Like, how does that make you feel?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what I put in them. Yeah. You know, I want my ceiling to be their foundation. You know what I'm saying? So I put everything in them. You know, I don't give them everything, but you know, the African proverb: if you feed them, you know, give them a fish, they don't eat for the day. But if you teach them how to fish, they eat for a lifetime. And so I'm keeping that fishing rod in their hand, and so like my daughter, like at 7 years old, like she works a room. Like she really like works a room. Like where do you get that from? You've been here before, but they're watching.
That's right.
You know, and I don't want to like that day that she was that she won the award. That day showed me something. Is that we signed her up for that day, and all those kids was out there playing and having a great time, and she was working. I felt a little bit of burnout in her that day. So I don't push her to do certain things. Right. So we're gradually, if she wants to do something, because she's always like, Dad, how can I do my cart? Like she has a hot dog cart. Like how can I do this? You know, she's always thinking, and then TikTok has her. So now it's all about followers. But she has that entrepreneurial spirit, and then she's always rooting on her big brother.
Well, talk to us about that, because you got a dope jacket on, right? So talk to us more about that. There was a tour that just happened, and your son was involved in that. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, man, it was fantastic, man. Tootsie.
Shout out Tootsie.
Yeah. Tootsie, young fella, man. I mean, Tootsie's someone that's been here before as well, man. Like I met Tootsie when he was about 15, 16 years old, and he came up. My son brought him up to me, and he was like, "Hey, this kid right here has it." I'm like, "Has what?" And he was just like, this kid's gonna be famous. Yeah. And like, you know, me throwing parties at the time, you know, I've seen everybody's always giving you a CDs, everybody's giving you a tape or something like that. So you know, me as being a father, like, okay, great. Well, we got work to do, you know. So I kind of brushed it off, but Tootsie was different. Like Tootsie came in, he was just like, hey, Pop. He like, I need a job, and I was like, I really don't have one right now for you, but I said, first, like, you can't come around me with them pants, showing your underwear. And then I was just like, you got this, he had this thing on his head and stuff like that. And not trying to discriminate or anything, but I was just like, I'm on these college campuses. So I don't know, I don't need to put him in harm's way or the kids in harm's way. So I don't know, what's going on, how people dress. They can set things off. So, we come in uniform. So he understood, but he came back the next morning. And he came back to work the next morning. He had my son's t-shirt on, had management professionals on it. He had his pants up, fitted pants, belt. And I didn't even hire him. The next day, he came back again. So payday, I ain't had no choice but to pay him. So that's why I said is that his drive has always been, he's always been focused to excel. And I have to commend Tootsie for where he is today, because he has really, in 21 years, he has paid his dues. His main focus is to take care of his family. And right now, he's definitely eating and taking care of his family.
That's good stuff, man. I love it. Tell me about picture number 2, man. Who's in the picture? What were you guys doing, man? Tell us more.
So, Love is Life is my art exhibit that we talked about earlier, as far as my vitiligo paintings. The guy in the picture, his name is Demont Pender. Demont is anything from Jay-Z to 50 Cent. If you ever been to a Raheem Devine concert or Eric B. and Rakim, he's an artist on stage just painting live. Wow. And so usually all of my events that I have, if it's a birthday or something like that, I usually have Demont capture my most memorable moments live. And so at Love is Life, that event meant a lot to me, because it was the launch for vitiligo awareness and my exhibit.
Wow, man, that's really awesome. And last but not least, man, tell us about this picture here. There's 5 gentlemen in this picture. Look like you guys were dressed up, having a good time. Tell us about who's in the picture and what that means to you.
So this picture is like one of the first pictures, actually, after I took my makeup off. Wow. So I was going through a lot of stuff emotionally. Wow. If you can see, I'm here at the back. It's kind of peeping out.
Like somebody superimposed you.
Kind of, because I didn't feel confident. Wow. But in the picture, I have my best friend at the bottom is Chris Christmas with the salt and pepper. Me and Chris been tight at the boys club. Met at the boys club at 4 years old. Wow. I mean, at fourth grade. To the right is another close friend, Ivan Peebles. Of course, Lavelle Moten. Me and Lavelle always, you see us quite a bit together. And then to the right is Jeff from Dynasty 5. And we was at the a fundraiser, Black Jedi sneaker ball. It was a sneaker event.
Tell us about that, man. That sounded pretty interesting just from the pictures.
Yeah, man. It's a must do every year. Just the networking, the good calls, and everything. If you love music, if you love the culture, that's where you need to be. Good networking event. It's put on by Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder.
Shout out to Ninth.
Yeah. He's been on. Produced Jay-Z, Beyonce, and beyond. So, it's a lot of great things going on in this city and in the Triangle area. And these people are the movers and shakers in this area.
Well, you have heard it right here on the Bro Code Show. We're here at Raleigh Raised Development Home Office with my man Terrell Midgett. We can actually see the skyline right now. Like, we talked about the skyline, but we can actually and look right outside the window and see it. And we look forward to that skyscraper. So this skyline will change.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And it'll be black.
It's going to happen.
I can dig that, man.
It's going to happen.
Hey, it will happen, man. We're going to speak that one into existence, brother.
I want to build it where it looks like me looking over my shoulder.
There you go.
Looking over my shoulder at the rest of the city. Because, it's something that has to happen. And I have faith. Hebrew 12.
That's it, man.
And
You got a good circle too, man.
Yeah,
You got some juggernauts with you.
Yeah, so
you
we're
know,
gonna make it
definitely
happen.
stronger together, man. So we've asked you a lot of questions, bro. We've talked about a whole lot, but we have a segment now called Flip the Script.
Mm-hmm.
And on Flip the Script, now it's your opportunity to ask us questions. Now you can ask us individually, collectively, but the mic is yours.
Yeah. Let me see. What are y'all bro code as far as I know y'all want to be syndicated. I know what's
like
the
that
goal?
I like that.
I like
What's
that
the goal?
word. Yeah. Well, I don't have to, you know, I got plenty of goals, but I don't have to go first. Well, I don't mind.
Yeah, take
Words matter, and I am who I say I am. We are who we say we are. We call ourselves Black Unicorns, and in that we're built different, we're made different, and we're made to do great things.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that we touch, one, it has to be from a spirit of excellence.
Mm-hmm.
And as Black Unicorns, greatness, you know? So whether it be a panel discussion, a Q&A, private sector, public sector, or anything in between. You said something earlier, made my soul jump. My grandfather taught me room presence. Being able to walk in the room and just just suck it up.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
But kaboom, guess who stepped in the room, right? So that is a skill. At the same time, it's an anointing. And when used in a way that you're doing something that's bigger than yourself, you can't help but to move forward. So yeah, you know, we talk about from a nation perspective, but ultimate goal, global. You know?
Why not?
I mean, for me, it starts simple and it grows from there. It's about building community, spreading awareness, and feeling as if we had a part in all of that in terms of helping individuals far and wide understand what's happening here that they can be a part of and help contribute to. To where we can all gain something together. And if we're able to take that message global, so be it. You know, I love to fly, you know, but it's cool right now to be spreading our wings, starting in the Southeast Raleigh area, showcasing talent and individuals like yourself that are doing wonderful things in the community that people may not know about, so that we can help you be better, so that you can help others be better. So that's my goal from it.
So I'm a storyteller, right? And I love telling my backstory because people don't know. You talked about that earlier, right? But I'm also a fan of hearing other people's story, the why, the what, the where. And so being able to showcase like this in the triangle, first of all, and you know, if it never went past the triangle, we could work for the rest of our lives and be good with it because it's like you've already shared. There's talent everywhere. That's right. But going back to the nature of why we started, sharing those voices and having the youth see that you can create something, right? This is what, 60? How many conversations have we had? 60?
Yeah, about.
Right?
Both virtually and in person.
Right? But you can create something if you want to and stick with it. So excited for where it's going.
Best is yet to come, brother.
Absolutely.
Good blessings.
You got any more questions?
No,
I don't want to rush you.
No. Just, you know, I like I said, I've been following you guys. You know, I've been, you know, it's, you know, every morning I wake up at about 7 in the morning. I'm tagged, so you know.
Gotta remind you.
So you know, that's first thing I see in the morning is Troy, and then I look at my calendar and see what else I got for the rest of the day.
I was with Troy. Okay.
I look at my calendar, that's a good look, and I think that, you know, you guys have a platform to make some headway. It's election season coming up. People politicking, and you guys have that platform that people need to tap into. And if they have any questions, you guys can answer or put people on the spot to get that done. And I think it's Bro Code is definitely a great platform for you guys, and I see syndication. You know, any way I can help you guys, I will. You know, so I mean, we're family.
Yeah. We all we got. All right? We all we got. Well, we appreciate that, man. He made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. I thought we need a group hug or something. Right? Well, we got one more segment, man. Well, two more, but we're going to start with this one right here, man. This one right here gives you an opportunity. So I'm curious, man, like, can you say that you've had a good experience with the Bro Code Show? You felt comfortable, had a good conversation?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm wondering, and this one right here is called Calling Them Out. And in this segment right here, this is your opportunity to look in that camera right there, and we would love to hear individuals in your network and your platform that would love to be at a table with the Bro Code and have the same conversation.
Okay, so let's see. We got to get Lavelle. We got to get Lavelle on.
Lavelle, we need you here, brother.
So for the mural, we definitely that would be unveiling probably over the next couple weeks, no longer than a few weeks.
I'm ready.
So we have to get the Bro Code on that. We have to schedule time that we can get with CJ, because y'all need to speak with CJ.
Yeah.
I also would like for you guys to have a conversation with Dynasty 5. Dynasty 5 is approaching 25 years of providing a different culture for the community. They were the first mixers. They did the first mixers, parties, CIAA, everything. And in April, their 25th anniversary, they're gonna have the Orchestra New York. So it's a black orchestra ensemble from out of Atlanta that's gonna come and perform. And then of course, when we talk about music, y'all had to have Big Daddy Kane on.
Come on, Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
The Big Daddy Kane, right here on the Bro Code Show. We need you, brother. Yes, sir.
So when we talking about syndication, you got to syndicate with a legend.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would be a great interview, as far as you know, the wealth of a lot of kids are breaking into the music industry, and to hear the pitfalls, the gains, and everything that comes with the industry. I think that would be the most rewarding, because a lot of kids are stepping into the industry, especially now with Vail and us creating the STEAM too.
Yeah.
And STEAM is a component of beats and everything else. And so I think that Big Daddy Kane episode would be a hit for you guys.
Love it. Dynasty 5, Big Daddy Kane, CJ, Lavelle. We need you on the Bro Code. Right here. Let's talk about it. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Now we don't want to zoom past our partnerships.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that, man. Partnerships and relationships are key. Right. We talk about a fist, not a finger. We can do more with more. Yeah. We can do more collectively together. So clearly, we got to shout out our sponsors, Papa Murphy's Pizza. We appreciate the relationship, continue the relationship. They understand the value of not just partnerships, but voice and amplifying that in a spirit of excellence, and we do that very well here on the Bro Code Show. For those that may want to connect with the Bro Code Show, talk about those partnerships, how we can market your brand, your idea, your vision, and your business, please connect with us at 919-714-9905 or go to @BroCodeShow on Instagram. We look forward to what's next. It's your boy, Bro Troy,
Bro Smith,
Bro Kirk,
and we are the Bro Code.
We all we got.
Man, that was a whole lot, man, and I appreciate you sharing you know, all you shared with those picture segments. So we just have one last segment, but before we go, I kind of want to take it back just a little bit to what we talked about with vitiligo. So.
Yeah. Well, so I'm just curious, what words of inspiration could you share with those that are suffering through the disease and the mental effects of it?
I've been a person that kind of own it, you know, embrace it. Whatever room I went in, I controlled the room. So I had the attention. So for someone young, let your smile change the world.
Yeah.
And don't let the world change your smile. So, you know, as far as my T-shirts, I mean, as far as vitiligo, it's kind of wrinkled. So,
It's all good.
but I have why be average when you're born to stand out.
That's right.
So
Hold it up.
Yeah.
so it's, you know, and that's kind of has my little logo on it, me standing out, because I mean, it's every room I went in, you know, people always, and so now I have the attention, you know, and I think we spoke earlier is I look at it as a gift.
That's
like
right.
some people wants the attention and can't get it, but now that you have the attention, you own the room. I mean, you have to be able to seize the moment.
That platform and use that voice. And I'm glad that, you know, you were able to grow to that place, man, because some people don't.
Right.
You know, and they suffer in silence or
Yeah.
with just by themselves.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing, man. You know, people like, well, how did you do this and how did you do that? I mean, there's really, there's no easy story, you know, and that's why I just tell them, own it.
Yeah.
You know, find your common area, and own it and embrace it. You know, I used to like walk in places, and I felt like a celebrity. And I just programmed myself to be like, they're looking at me because I'm somebody.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? And you know, early on I had some aspirations of since I'm always noticed, is that when I thought about politics, is that I would stand out before a yard marker would. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They would associate midget with the face. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like people always say, I know you, and they really don't know me, but they can associate me just being around in the community. And so that's kind of what I would tell folks is to own it, find a common area to embrace it, and if you have someone that you love that has vitiligo, just let them be, support them, and love them, but just let them have their own space to embrace it.
Yeah, appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. We talked about a whole lot. One of the things that we talked about earlier is giving people their flowers, you know, while they're still here. We don't have a street to name after you, or not yet have that skyscraper to put that profile picture on the side. However, we did bring something that we want to share with you, and letting you know that we appreciate you and you matter. Earlier, I asked you a question about a word that hits home for you. And it was by no coincidence that you chose this word, because this whole conversation surrounded pretty much that. And the word is family.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, man. But Kirk, man, what you got?
So earlier you were sharing about the land, and you said Lavelle didn't have $1. He had $2, and it really reminded me. I got my $2 bill here. So I started a brand called You Matter, and it really speaks to a lot of the struggles that you talk about. A lot of them are people who are suffering in silence, and so it was just a way of like helping people see you don't have to earn this. This is just, you just matter, right? And so some of the conversations we have is really about what you're talking about, where you can design your own beauty. But anyways, we have a $2 bill for you. We're going to sign it with the bro code. On the back it's going to say family.
That's love.
I got mine right here. I carry it everywhere I go.
That's
the
love.
bros has theirs. And we're giving these out. I give these out as pay it forwards, man, for people in the community and stuff like that, man. Because $2 bill is rare.
Right.
And so are we. So
Not to push this on any further. 'Cause I know I've been dragging on all night.
Sure, man.
But when that gesture, we talked about school. We talked about me growing up and cutting grass. I thought my whole time before I even went to college was my career is the family-owned business, run the business. My senior year in high school, the night before graduation, I went to project graduation. At project graduation, they pulled my name for $500, and didn't know what that meant. I just knew I was $500 richer. And it came from SAS Institute, SAS and Carey, to the school of my choice. Had no aspirations of going to college, but they paid it forward. That $500, I enrolled in school to get that $500. I got approved, went to financial aid. Where can I collect my $500?
Let me get that money.
Let me get that check. Right. But when you talking about paying it forward, is that $2 is definitely paying it forward, because it motivated. The same thing with SAS did in the 90s. Is it motivated me to something greater, and so it does matter, and a lot of stuff that I do, I've always think about that $500.
Yeah.
And I always think about someone taking the time in and believing in me, and I really appreciate that. Yeah. And so that definitely makes a difference when someone is need that extra push, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, we certainly talked about that, and we appreciate your time, man. Thank you for allowing us in this beautiful building. Like, you guys can't see the building that we're in right now, but when we talk about real estate right here in downtown Raleigh, looking at the skyline and being able to walk out that front door, we're in that space. So we're live at Raleigh Ray's Development Home Office with my man Terrell Midgett. We thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you to all of our guests, those who are watching, those who watched on YouTube, those who watched on Facebook, and even Indeed. We love and appreciate y'all. Please continue to like and share and continue that ripple effect so these courageous conversations can move forward on and leave breadcrumbs for others. Well, as always, we leave you with a positive quote. I don't know about today, but we're going to work on this one. This is near and dear to everybody's heart, I believe, and I think it's something we should put in our back pocket. But this one reads, I'm too busy working on my own grass to notice if yours is greener. It's your boy, Bro Troy, a.k.a. Mr. Y4C, but better known as Coach TJ. And we are the Bro Code.
It's the audio. This will be going to be on the podcast. So while they're watching it, watching or listening. That's good. I got a build on large gems.
I mean, I just don't get it, as if they can't see you making the way. City lights, what up? He's preparing the way. City lights, what up? How could you live for tomorrow if you ain't promised today? Or could you walk on water if you don't stand on faith? It's like I'm going through circles, I'm in that same old place.
Up next, Southeast Raleigh legend, advocate, voice, leader, and director of Southeast Raleigh YMCA, Dexter Heber. Tune in to the Bro Code. We all we got.
I see it from an angle.
The Bros just got stronger. We've added a new member to the team, A. Ruth Proctor. The blonde bombshell herself will be hosting this new segment called The Proctor Report. This segment will share behind-the-scenes footage and engage questions from our listeners from a female point of view. Tap in to the Bro Code. Stay tuned for a new segment on the Bro Code show called The Rehash. You'll learn more about the Bros personally and what drives them as men and community leaders. The Rehash will be available on YouTube and all audio podcast platforms every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tap in to the Bro Code.
get yours.
Get your love when I know who gets your love.